Hi. I'll put this to like a guest, and I don't know why. Forgive me. I don't know how to get rid of that. Um. Okay. Right. Let's turn the music down. I don't know how. Why did I set this to guest? Oh, can I just not move it? Crying out loud. Right. On the computer, it's not showing the other screen, but on my phone, it's just showing it a bit different. So let's just turn that down. Anyway, everybody, welcome. It's 1 o'clock time, as well as just talking about this Ophiuchus energy change. So, how have you lot felt over the past like 2 cycles, 3 cycles, Ophiuchus season basically? How have you felt during Ophiuchus season? And I've started this, so I've not got my pen. Let me grab my board. Give me a moment to just grab my pen so I can write on this board, because I feel that I've got it now, and some tissue. Oh gosh. I feel that I have some writing to do, but it is Ophiuchus season, and it's still Ophiuchus season right now. So the sun is moving into Sagittarius. When is it moving? Let's just put the wine down for a moment. It's moving into Sagittarius. This is the calendar, people, for this one. And there is this calendar available for next year. So I think it's possibly showing up backwards. Oh, no, it's not. It's not showing up backwards. But anyway, we are still in Ophiuchus season. I know people will be like, oh, it's Sagittarius, but it's actually not yet. So as you can see here, the sun enters Sagittarius on the 19th. So it does enter on, is that Tuesday? Yeah. Mars Day. It enters on Tuesday into Sagittarius, and that's when it's Sagittarius season. So, what has this Ophiuchus season brought about for you? And I feel that that's what I want to talk about in this live. I've not been live for a long time, and I've managed to just activate the live feature on TikTok as well. So, if you want to see me over there, you can. But yeah, I want to just talk about this transformation that you may or may not have had. Have you felt recently like you have been challenged to literally transform, to change any particular area in your life? And of course, that would show up different for many people. It could be just any area of your life. For me, a challenge for me, I had to kind of come about, like, to deal with personally, was some trauma. It was some trauma that I had to deal with, and I had to like really challenge to fast as well. So I kind of managed to do that. I done well. I didn't finish the whole program, but I did do well. But I felt this transformative energy, and it's just like, well, why is it so transformative? Because I've got the board. Let's get the board. Of course, if you didn't know already, there is a Holy Days discount for 15% off on both of the calendars, the physical calendars. So both of them. Okay. So grab yourself. Grab one if you'd like to. But anyway, this Ophiuchus energy. Let me step back. This Ophiuchus energy, it was just like, we're going to just talk about this transformation, and we're going to talk about where this transformation is leading to as well as we enter into Sagittarius energy. I did speak a little bit about this on my video on Thursday, but I felt like I wanted to just say a little bit more. So it's 1 o'clock time and talking. So anyway, just looking at the symbology of Ophiuchus. Okay, this is the symbol of Ophiuchus, and do stick around as well throughout next year, because we will look into all of the different symbols of the zodiacs, okay, as well as the luminaries and the numerology as well. But we are just looking at Ophiuchus and Sagittarius today. But anyway, just the symbology alone. So we've got the U, We've got the U, which represents more of the material. Because if you don't know, if you've not watched my fifth dimensional timeline being activated, if you've not watched that, do check it out. But I basically drew the our holographic reality. So, and there's another video coming out where I've drawn it as well. No, that's wrong. So it's kind of like this is the third dimension here, and then in the third dimension, um in the third dimension exists plants, people, all that stuff. And it's from the sixth dimension at the top, which projects it down. Okay, so this is 4 there. That's 2, 1, and 3. No, that's 3, and this is 5. So this is the fifth dimension. 1, 2, blah, 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 basically. But all of this is our reality. So when it comes to Ophiuchus, this U part of the symbology represents the material reality. Now, the wave, it is as it says. This is the snake. So imagine you've got Ophiuchus the man and he's holding the snake, which is the serpent bearer. So let me show you this in the actual calendar. Is it like that in the calendar? It should be. Really, yeah. That's not the clearest picture. Let me show you this one. So as you can see, you've got Ophiuchus the man, and then this is the snake that he's holding, and that is a separate star constellation, and it's called Serpens. So but they are combined together as one. So you've basically got this, oh gosh, the snake energy in the material. Okay, you've got the snake energy in the material. So this is a sine wave, and the snake is the sine wave. It is that energy. If you know about, or if you subscribe to Kundalini energy, because Ophiuchus is known as the serpent bearer, so it's like that snake is that Kundalini energy, or it's the Christ, the chrism, the oil rising. Snakes are transformative in nature as they shed off their whole old skin, for example. So it's like we've got this transformation happening within the physical reality. Okay, so this is part of the Ophiuchus energy, and this snake, in like another perspective, another angle, because I shine light on multiple angles, that's me. It's basically the sine wave. So in terms of our entire reality, the snake represents the sine wave. So we reside in multiple different sine waves, don't we? And ultimately it's about tuning into whichever frequency you'd like to experience. So that is kind of like Ophiuchus, and in essence it's like you, because it's known as the healer and transmutator of energy, you are transforming your energy to reside within a different sine wave. Okay, so that is the Ophiuchus energy in general within this whole little picture. So ultimately, it's kind of like this Ophiuchus energy that we've been through, especially if you've felt like you've had to really challenge yourself, or you've been pushed to like work to do your best. And I'd generally like to know, have you felt like that in your life? Has things come up where you've had to push and challenge yourself and truly transform? Because here, like, I give energy updates every Thursday, but I never say make it fit. Don't make anything fit. See if it resonates and see how your life is in sync with the sky, or is it not? But for me, what I found ever since I found like that mainstream astrology just isn't in alignment with the actual sky, and that's where astrology happens. So I was a bit confused. I was like, why doesn't it match if that's where it's happening? But what I found, unlike mainstream tropical astrology, I found that I was more in sync with the sky. Like things would obviously appear in my reality in certain different ways that excuse me, is in alignment with my life, of course, but burps. I was just like, wow, it's actually in sync. And I have felt since the sun has entered Ophiuchus, when did it enter there? The end of November. since the end of November, I have felt truly challenged. Truly challenged. I felt like I really had to step up. And why is this? Because, and especially if you felt this way as well, this sine wave and you tapping into a different sine wave for you to experience that reality, that is ultimately what Ophiuchus is about. It's like, okay, it's time to now transform so you can be on that frequency that you are ready to experience. That is Ophiuchus. So it's like Ophiuchus is in there for, it's Saturday today, Sunday, and then a bit of Monday, and then a bit of Tuesday, and then we're entering into Sagittarius. So we've still definitely got these transformative energies, and it's not ending. It's not ending because this was the beginning. So I will say, if you felt challenged in certain areas, and especially if you felt like you probably fell a bit short in certain areas or could have done better, then that's okay, because the sun, it was the sun that was in or is in Ophiuchus. The sun is the iris, it's the eye, okay, representing the ego. This is how we perceive our reality, through the irises. Yeah. So in essence, what was happening over since the end of November, we were perceiving our reality through this Ophiuchus energy, wanting to truly transform in certain areas of our life. We were perceiving it that way. However, we still have, because Venus is in Libra. Venus is in Libra, so Venus has to transit through Scorpio and then enter Ophiuchus. So we do have Venus energy coming in soon. Child right now is in Ophiuchus itself. Okay, child is in Ophiuchus. So even when the sun transits and comes out of this Ophiuchus transformative energy, your inner child is still going to be in there. So you're still going to be within this transformative energy. We have, where is Mars? Bear with me. I kind of probably should have read it all out on my board, but I didn't. My bad. I didn't do it. Mars is in Ophiuchus. So as you can see, Mars is in Ophiuchus. So again, we've got more of this Ophiuchus energy, even when the sun transits out of it. Venus is in Libra, so but it's gonna enter into Sagittarius, Ophiuchus soon. So we've got two. Is there more? I think that's it. That's in Ophiuchus. No. Mercury is stationing retrograde, and it will enter, it retrogrades back into Ophiuchus. So we're also going to have soon Mercury in Ophiuchus. I should probably use a different color pen, but we're soon going to have Mercury in Ophiuchus as well. So we're going to have a lot of this Ophiuchus energy. So that's why I say, and go back to, if you've been having like a taste, a touch on this transforming and this healing certain areas of yourself so you can transform, then this is just the beginning, because the other luminaries are going to be transiting there as well, and this transformation is going to continue, and we're going to transform. And it's like, what are we transforming to? We're transforming from a certain state of being. So I see all of this as technology. I see astrology as highly advanced technology that runs on autopilot. I see us as light fractalized and then densified into matter. And this fractalization of light has fractalized into certain zodiac areas. And ultimately, these zodiacs impact the chemical elements within our bodies, the elements, so the periodic table of elements, because magnesium is, no, Ophiuchus is linked to magnesium on the periodic table. So magnesium is like the sustainer, generator of energy. It's about energy. So literally Ophiuchus in itself is transmuting and transforming your energy. So we've had a glimpse of it, and it is going to continue. in this transformative energy, as Venus will get there soon, but Mars and Child are in Ophiuchus already, and Mercury will soon retrograde back into Ophiuchus. So it's like we've had a taste, and it's like this taste was something like 2024 is going to be big. It's going to be a very transformative year as I take a sip on my wine, but it's going to be very transformative. So this Ophiuchus energy is semi-important. It's literally semi-important. Do you like my top? It says I am existence existing. And I'll show you the back. I'll show you the back. I don't know if it will show it. You see in all its beauty and tranquility. So that's my top. But anyway, 2024 is gonna be big. Oh gosh, that scared me. And because like I see this all as technology, data, and all that type of stuff. Ultimately, Ophiuchus is transforming us. So our cells within our body is able to withhold the new data that is coming in. Like it's semi coming in now, but when 2024 hits, like our cells need to open up to be able to absorb that light, and this is where magnesium plays a big role. So do make sure you're keeping up on your magnesium in any way, leafy greens, all that type of stuff, any type of magnesium. But ultimately, if you have been feeling challenged and just like had no choice but to really push yourself and to change in any certain areas, it's because your body is getting ready for you to hold the capacity for what's coming. Okay, to hold the capacity for what's coming. And then, of course, whilst this transformation is still happening, because the sun is still in there anyway, not Mars, Mercury is going to enter there soon. Child and Mars is in there anyway. So our inner child still wants to transform, still wants to be able to heal certain areas. So you still healing and transforming in certain ways will speak to your inner child. Your drive and your passion, which is Mars, is still in this transformative type of energy. So this would be still pushing yourself. Mars is a little bit slower than like the sun and that, so it moves. When does it move? We'll take a look. Why is that paused? We will take a look. Mars, when do you enter Sagittarius? Oh, is it in February? Oh gosh. No, it's not February. We've missed one. Where is Mars? Is it the end of December? But of course, Mars, oh, it's in December. So Mars enters Sagittarius at the end of December. So it's like our drive and our passion anyway is truly pushing us to transform. So this is like that flame within you. You may naturally be feeling like you want to um change, get to a certain point. If that's the case, if you've had that burning desire in you, your drive and passion is in this Ophiuchus energy, and it will be there until the end of December, and Child will be in there. I'm not quite sure when. My other calendar is downstairs. Child isn't in this calendar, but it is in this one. Okay, so I'm not quite sure when Child is transiting out of Ophiuchus into Sagittarius, potentially in January, because it does move a little slower. But ultimately, we're still going to be in this transformative energy. So whatever has come up was just like that sprinkle to start to then keep us in this transformative energy. And then as Mercury enters retrogrades back into Ophiuchus, Mercury is all about energy exchange anyway. It's all about how we're exchanging our energy, communication, our thought process, money as well. So It's like it's retrograding back, and retrogrades offer a going back, a going over of the things that you didn't have the time or space or capacity to do before. I know retrogrades are often like depicted as, oh my days, it's Mercury retrograde. Like, what can I do? Like, I can't do this anymore. But ultimately, forgive me, I don't know what's going on with this laptop. Just play. Play. um so basically, oh hey, the comments aren't coming up on here. I don't. Oh wait, live chat. Hey, hey, thank you, Ray. Thank you, thank you for joining. But yes, ultimately, oh, this laptop. Okay, sorry. Yeah, this transformative energy has started and it will continue. And I've said it, the sun gave us a glimpse, and the other luminaries will transit into it to continue this transformation. Whilst as we are transforming, because Mercury is going to enter there, as I said, Mars and Child are already in there, and then Venus will soon enter Ophiuchus. So Venus represents our six senses: sight, touch, taste, hearing, smell, as well as intuition. Six represents the material reality. So ultimately, it's all about the material. It does cover love and money as well, but ultimately, it's all about the material. And our material, with it going into Ophiuchus, our material reality will then be transforming as Venus enters there. So this transformation is like it started when the sun entered in November, and it's going to take place. When is Venus entering Ophiuchus? Let's just check so we know. It's not entering in November. Um, January? Yeah, it's January. So in January, oh no, wrong one. On Venus Day, Friday, Venus enters Ophiuchus. So it's like this whole winter is transformation time, and that doesn't surprise me because winter is where the seed is planted. So even if you want to throw astrology out the window, let's just take a look and pay attention to the 4 seasons. But we're just looking at one. So when it's winter time, this is technically when the seed is planted. And it's dark, it's cold because it's underneath the soil. But this is where the transformation begins, because from that hard seed, then it breaks, it cracks open, and it starts to push its way out. So by now, we've probably already done crack the seed, and this like challenge or any challenges that may come up where it's like literally pushing you to say, okay, are you doing this, is eventually the little green leaf growing up. And then when spring comes, that's when it pops out of the ground. But a lot was done before it gets to that point. So ultimately, this is what is happening to us. Okay, during this Ophiuchus season, the seed was already planted, and then the Ophiuchus energy cultivated that seed to transform, to activate it so it could break out and begin to grow. So that's kind of like the gist of it. And that transformation will continue as the other luminaries transit through Ophiuchus. So it's begun, the transformation has happened. If you're feeling push, challenge in any way, be gentle with yourself, of course, and definitely keep going. Because even if you kind of just felt it now, you may experience it a lot more in January, the transformation, because this is Venus is definitely, it's all about the material. So it's all about your senses. So you may have been seeing it through this lens as the sun, because it's in the sun now, and having a little taste of it. But potentially in January, you're having an even more experience with it, basically. And then, of course, as this transformation is like continuing and it's happening, the sun will enter into Sagittarius. So the sun goes into Sag. Yeah, on the 19th of December. So even though you're still having this Ophiuchus transformation energy, your ego, your iris, your lens will now be seen through the lens of Sagittarius. So as you're transforming, you're then seeing through the lens of where you're trying to go with this Sag energy. So this again is why I just love the sky, because it just all synchronizes together. But ultimately it's like, okay, so the transformation has begun with this Ophiuchus energy, and it's still going to continue because transformation doesn't just happen like that. It takes time. But while we're transforming Tuesday the 19th, from Tuesday the 19th, the sun enters into Sagittarius. So it's like, I'll show you on the calendar. See? 19th, the sun enters Sagittarius. So it's like, though the energies of transforming is still there, our lens, our ego is going to now be operating through Sagittarius. So it's like, what is that? Sag is the centurion. He's known as the savior at times, because the story of the zodiac is you have your Scorpio death. After your Scorpio death, you enter into Ophiuchus. This Ophiuchus transmutes that energy and allows more data capacity within your cells, within your cellular memory and cellular body, so that when Sagittarius comes to take you into another direction, you now have the capacity to handle this new direction Sag is ready to take you in. So just looking at a bit of the symbology of Sag in general, it's like it's an arrow. It's a pointed, focused arrow. So when it comes to Sagittarius energy, it's definitely very precise and focused, just like a bow and arrow. I've never done archery before, but it is something on my list. But just like a bow and arrow, you're gonna be focused, aren't you, and direct. You may miss the shot at times, but the intention is to be focused and direct. Now, Sagittarius is the last fire sign, so it's very mature in nature. Oh gosh, I need to wee. I need to wee, but I don't know how to pause this. We can continue to the end. But Sagittarius is the last fire sign. So it's very mature in nature. So again, I find this amazing with the zodiac wheel, because after this transformation, this Ophiuchus energy transformation, so you can transform to hold this new data, you then operate in this maturity of knowing exactly where you'd like to go. Just knowing fully, like, yeah, this is where I'm gonna go. Your passion is deeper, that flame, that passion. And yeah, it does cover travel. It does cover travel as well, so that may pop up too. And also philosophy, because Sagittarius fuels the ninth house, and the ninth house, number 9, is the ether. So 9 energy is very wise and it's etheric in nature. So it's a lot of wisdom, like philosophical type of wisdom. So um if that is obviously your energy and your direction, then that could be it. It could be travel, or it could just generally be like higher learning and things of that nature. Or if it's none of them, it's whatever direction you're ready to go, whether in your career, business, and things of that nature. But it's more clear, precise, and yeah, you're just ready to catapult. And I do also want to bring that in, because he is the Centurious, like he's got his bow and arrow. When you pull a bow and arrow, you do go back a little bit. So I do want you to have that awareness of, even if things from like the end of since Tuesday till the end of December, as we're in this Sagittarius energy, if at any point you do feel like, oh my days, I do feel like I'm going back a little bit, just trust yourself, like keep going, because just like the bow and arrow, you're just being pulled back to get your direction more focused, before the thing is let go, and then you catapult forward, just like the bow and arrow with Sagittarius. So do keep going in this energy. There will still be transformative energies, so it will be quite challenging at times. Well, not say will, it may. it may be quite challenging where you truly just have to step up. Now, this challenge could be something you enjoy. It could be something you enjoy, but you realize, like, whoa, okay, this is really happening. I have to put my work and concentration onto this. So it's about showing up at this time. So in that Sag energy, if you feel like you're being pulled back, it's okay. We're still transforming to show up, to deepen your knowledge, deepen your skills, deepen your passion in any area you'd like to go. Of course, this is general, and I don't just want to say like what I'm doing. You need to relate it to yourself. But ultimately, um, this transformation, this challenge has allowed or is allowing ourselves within our body to hold what Sagittarius is ready to catapult us in. So because we're seeing that through our lens as we enter that from Tuesday till into January, we will be focused on the direction we're ready to go. We're going to be focusing on our philosophical perspectives. We're going to be focused on travel as well and where we really want to go and the rest of the transformation. So as our inner child will still be in this one, Ophiuchus, as Venus will soon enter Ophiuchus, as Mars is in Ophiuchus, and Mercury retrogrades back into Ophiuchus. Our lens, our ego, will be seeing, okay, this is where I want to go, this direction. And as this lens kind of just gets even more clearer of like, okay, this is the direction I'm ready to go, the rest, the child, your Mercury, your Mars, your Venus, will begin the transformation through Ophiuchus. So you then can go in this direction. Okay, so like I do feel like in even a lot of my videos, I'm like, change is happening, like big changes, things, and blah, blah, blah. But obviously all of this takes time. It's kind of like a weaving in and weaving out type of vibe. So yeah, I just want you to be aware really of like, okay, you may have felt these transformations coming up or may not, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, don't make it fit. But it's like as these transformations continue, you'll then be ready to go in that direction. And it's interesting because even when the sun enters Capricorn, because when the sun enters Capricorn, that's about laying that foundation. You may still have some luminaries in Ophiuchus. So it's like you're then still transforming to hold that capacity and that data to then lay those solid foundations for your long-term oriented goals, because that's what Capricorn is all about. So yeah. This transformation is not happening for no reason, especially if you just felt like, oh gosh, life has been lifing. Like, have you felt life has been lifing? Because it really has for me. Yeah, I also have goals and visions, and if you've got your own goals and visions, it's important to know you may have not had that space and capacity. You may have felt overwhelmed to even handle that before. It would have been like, whoa, and could have just been not done so right. So this is where that push, this like restraint, it kind of comes in to allow us to grow through that, to transform through it, so we have that capacity to experience what has always been in our mind's eye. And it's coming now. 2024 is a big year. I do astrology combined with cryptocurrency as well. So just the crypto market in itself, if you're involved in that, it's going to be a big year, but not just for crypto. Like if you are, I've done my Saturn stationing direct video. Do check that out if you'd like. Businesses, unique ideas. So not even a business, but your unique idea will just be doing amazing as we go into 2024, especially if you had like these ideas, these inspiration coming up. And even if you've acted on it, if you felt like, oh gosh, nothing's really happened, so on and so on, that's okay. Why has it not happened that yet? Because 2023 is a 7 universal year. So a 7 universal year is more introspection, it's more looking into yourself, self-growth and things of that nature. And just kind of enjoying kind of what you have done and what you have created, just observing it like, okay, this is what has done. So if things kind of like hasn't happened yet, it's because ultimately the energy of this year was yourself. So you can be strong enough energetically to live out what you're ready for. Now, the 8th universal year, I have done a video on it, and I do just need to edit it and upload it. But the 8th universal year 2024 equals 8. So we're moving from a 7 to an 8 universal year. And I do speak like more on it in that video. So it will be out soon. Okay. Before Friday, that video will be out. So the numerology for next year. But anyway, we're moving from this isolation period. So if you've been feeling isolated and things of that nature, it's because we're in a 7 universal year. But we're moving from that into an 8 universal year. So 8 is the infinity symbol. Now with the 8, we're kind of going on a tangent of different things, but this is a live. I'd say it got some time. But with the 8, anyway, 8 is the toroidal field. I have drew it sideways, but 8 ultimately is the toroidal field. That is the 8 energy. 8 energy can bring about extreme change because, as you see, you can either collapse and go down. You experience the lows, and then you then go to experience the highs before you repeat the process again. So ultimately, 8 can bring about extreme change in your reality because the toroidal field is your aura. It's like your energetic field, and it's from that field what you attracts your experiences to you in your personal hologram. So ultimately, there will be change within your personal hologram in 2024. It's happening and it's inevitable. However, the 8 on the side, like the toroidal field, is giving Libra energy of needing balance. So it is going to be important as we go into 2024 to definitely maintain that balance. And of course, this transformation to be able to do that is happening now. So yeah, this extreme change, if you felt like shit, nothing's really been happening this year, is because it was to do with self. And the transformation is happening now. So this extreme change with the 8 energy can then come in. But when these changes come in, it's important, of course, to maintain that balance. And I feel it's going to be big on maintaining that balance because if you have been following my Crypto Angles podcast, there have been a shitload of references to Saturn and Saturn's time. So we're moving into Saturn's time right now in 2024, and Saturn is restrictive in nature. He's like the father figure, and it's like as long as you're showing up consistently and having that balance, then it rewards. It's like, okay, I can see that you can handle that. But if you're showing imbalance, it may be even more restricting. So I feel though this year can bring about extreme change, potentially like dramatic change for some people, depending on the seeds you've planted, it's so super important with this 8 energy to maintain this balance with the change that comes. Because I feel how you manage to balance 2024 confirmation but how you manage to balance 2024 will of course determine the ending of 2025, which is the 9 energy, the ether. So yeah, but of course this transformation is definitely happening so that you're kind of able to hold the data to do it. So whatever comes, whatever you've been working on, do know you've got the capacity to do it. Okay. And keep trusting in yourself, trust your intuition, your internal navigation system, and just keep going and keep that balance. But yeah. Yeah, I feel that's kind of like the gist of it. I feel that's the gist of it. And I do have to say as well, as we're going into this transformative energy, I've done a video on TikTok and I'm gonna share it in my Crypto Angles podcast tomorrow as well. So do check that out. But ultimately, that new movie, I've not watched it and I don't want to watch it, but a lot of people are talking about it. Like even my dad. Even my dad's like, "Oh, have you watched this?" Um, but Leave the World Behind. Have you heard of that? A lot that it's up a lot in the collective right now, and so many people are talking about it like they're trying to decode it in certain ways, like, "Oh my days, this is what's going to happen at the end of the world," blah 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 blah, all that shit. And then you've got other people who are just like just oblivious or just kind of just watching it for entertainment. um but a lot of people are distracted with it, whether it's purely for entertainment or whether they're literally trying to analyze and decode every angle of this means the Antichrist. This is what's going to happen at the like they're distracted, like conspiracies. So you just fall down the rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. But if you have like checked out my Crypto Angles podcast, I take whatever is noise. So this show is just noise, static on the world stage, and I use the Dramantria to see what message is actually being said. So this allows me to not even take part in the movie. I don't want to watch it because I see that so many people putting their attention onto it can create that reality, because those people, they cannot create. Okay, they cannot create. We are the creators. We are existence existing. They are just there and they need us to create, so they throw it out on the world stage. And your attention ions, I done a video about ions as well, so do check that out. But your ions are being given to that, to then create that reality. We are so powerful. If we were to just synchronize as one, and by one thought, we can change our reality. We can. But a lot of people don't see that. They don't see that. So we're blindsided by a lot of entertainment and a lot of noise to then create that. But as I says, I like to link it back to see, okay, what are they trying to give off with that? And what came up for me, I can't show it in my live clips on the phone. I'm on my phone, but what came up was Leave the World Behind in Hebrew links to 1966 in Hebrew Gematria. Now, I know a lot of people don't like use Hebrew Gematria, but it's fine because it links to Chaldean. So Chaldean is definitely the best cipher to use, but take a look at whichever one you resonate with. So 1966, when you break that down, so numerology now, you break it down, 1966, it falls down into 22, not 2. It falls down into 22. If you put the Dramantria for dragon in the Dramantria calculator, the Chaldean, so the most valuable cipher, Chaldean, dragon equals 22 in Chaldean. So we are entering into the year of the dragon. X marks the spot. Just remember that for cryptocurrency, the X's. But anyway, so from that alone, I was like, okay, I don't even need to watch the movie. I don't want to watch the movie because I'm not feeding into it. Um, and apparently that movie was meant to be released next year, April, apparently next year. But all of a sudden, it's come out now. So if it's come out now, it's telling a message, and only those who know how to read to see will see what's being said. There were many messages, and I'm going to share more on my Crypto Angles podcast on Sunday. However, the most important one is that 1966 also links to full moon during Mercury retrograde. So when I found that, I was like, wait, full moon during Mercury retrograde. And I'm like, okay, it clearly links to the year of the dragon because it falls into 22, which is dragon. Year of the dragon is 2024. I've done a calendar for 2024, the year of the dragon. So I was like, let's just see. I'm not going to assume anything. Let me see if this movie is giving a hidden code to full moon during Mercury retrograde. Let me take a look in my calendar and actually see if there's any full moons during Mercury retrograde. So, uh, I'm moving a little stiff because I need to wee. I need to wee, but I'll wee when I finish this. So anyway, the first full moon during Mercury retrograde. So this is December 2023. So this is this month. We have on the 13th Mercury station retrograde. Where's our full moon? In Gemini. Okay, bear in mind this was a hidden code in the movie Leave the World Behind that crypto apparently wasn't even mentioned in there. I don't know. I've not watched the movie. I'm not going to watch it. But when I looked in this calendar, we then have April, Mercury stations retrograde, full moon in Libra on the 24th. So we've got Gemini, which is next Wednesday, an air sign. So we've got air, we've got Libra, an air sign. We then have the next one. Oh, and bear in mind, we do have all the Mercury retrograde dates here. See? So it's just Mercury, and then these are all the dates. So it's at the beginning of the calendar. The next one is August, the next Mercury retrograde. Let's take a look. Mercury stations retrograde on the 5th. Where's this full moon? Oh, hello, full moon. Stations direct on the 28th. Where? Aquarius. Another air sign. Air. Fascinating. The last Mercury retrograde. Stations retrograde in November. And then in December, it stations direct on the full moon, where it begins in Taurus and moves into Gemini. Another air sign. Air, 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 and air. So I was like, what are the odds? There are no coincidences, but what are the odds that this movie that was meant to come out next year came out earlier, creates a whole leap of noise on the world stage? Many people are distracted with it, and just by using the Dramantria, which shows the connections things have with each other and the relationship things have with each other, it made a clear sign of full moon during Mercury retrograde. And my calendar happens to show them all. I was just like, wow. I was like, wow. This is giving a message. If you don't know, when it comes to cryptocurrency, the full moon shows the bottom in the market. And once the market has found the bottom, it then can catapult up. Now, I'm using the word catapult because we are entering into an upward cycle. However, it can find the bottom. Sometimes it can range, and then once it's finished ranging, it can go lower and things of that nature. However, the market potentially finds the bottom to get ready to then go up to find the resistance. So if you are like a trader, you ultimately long the full moons and short the new moons. So I'm just like semi mind blown. If you are involved into cryptocurrency, do pay attention, keep note of those dates. Once I've finished the live, I will tag my TikTok video, so you can go back to the dates just a little quicker. And I will be covering it in more depth in my Crypto Angles podcast tomorrow, because I didn't go much into it, but all of these signs are interesting. One being air. Why air? Because air is Mercury. Mercury is an air sign, and Mercury fuels money. So Mercury is all about energetic exchange. It is the god Hermes, the winged god, and ultimately it does cover thoughts and all that. I mentioned it early in the video, but it covers money. It's big on money and big on fake money. Cryptocurrency is fake money at the end of the day. Same as IOUs. Everything is what we have created because we've put value on it. Okay, it's all fake. So cryptocurrency is fake money. Doesn't mean you can't benefit from it though, but it's fake money, and all of them are in air signs. So it's just showing me that hey, thank you for joining. It's just showing me that this is to do with crypto. Like, even though it wasn't just like it said full moon during Mercury retrograde, I brought the connection to crypto because of how the markets move based on the moon phases, and the fact that it's about Mercury, and Mercury is big on money anyway, is definitely to do with crypto. But I will be going deeper into this on my Crypto Angles podcast tomorrow to talk about um yeah, to talk more about it, because like the retrogrades, I want to pay attention to where it's retrograding, because it's stationing. No, where's it retrograde? It retrogrades on the first, and it runs off the sun and moon. So Mercury retrogrades on the first and stations direct on the 25th. But I want to take note of the astrological story, because that's what I bring into my crypto analysis as well. So it does station retrograde in Pisces. So it's kind of like, well, what does that mean? It's water, you know? In August, it stations retrograde in Leo. Um, Leo is a fire energy. So I don't know if you are involved in crypto, you probably notice that in August you may get an high, but it begins to retrace in August. Why is that? Is because the sun enters Leo in August, and Leo is a fire element. Cryptocurrency, the markets, is water. So water and fire don't really mix, you know. Mercury stationing retrograde in Leo then, and I'm not quite sure the last one in December. Let's take a look. My mouth's getting tired now. uh Scorpio. It's Scorpio. So in December we're getting another water sign. So I'm seeing, yeah. Yeah, it's just interesting. I'm gonna synchronize it all together in my video tomorrow, my podcast. But it's just wild to me how that movie was just put out. Not as wild, but it was just put out. It's just caused so much distraction. Um, People focusing on other stuff, but maybe that's just what they need to focus on. Not everyone needs to focus on one thing or the same thing, and that's absolutely fine. This is Pisces, by the way. Do you like it? Um, but yeah, that's absolutely fine. But what I saw anyway from the gematria and things of that nature, just one aspect is telling me crypto is going to be making waves in 2024. Pay attention to the Mercury retrogrades and the full moons during the Mercury retrogrades of next year. Um, Pay full attention, because I don't feel it's going to be quiet. I don't feel it's going to be quiet. If you are watching this video and you are new to crypto, have no idea, and would like to get involved, my biggest advice is, if you have saw a surge in the market, please don't put anything in when it's going up, because what goes up needs to come down. It's technical analysis. It will have to retrace. If you have, like, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just don't want people getting ruined in this, because it can be emotionally tormenting. Like, it really can. I've been tormented. I really have. Stay safe in the markets, for real. You really need to, like, find someone, I guess, who you trust and can follow to possibly, give you tips on it. But ultimately, if you have saw a run, like a high in the market, and so many people are hyped and talking about it, that's potentially not the time to get involved. Just sit, watch, observe. Yeah, because you're playing with fire, with the markets. Even though it's water, it will burn you. It will burn you. Um, but yeah, if you are seeing highs, just observe it and wait. And if you wanted to get involved, wait for a retracement. Try and learn technical analysis if you can, at least just the basics. I do have a Patreon, to be fair. I've got a Patreon, and there is a course on there. I'm not saying I can teach you a whole heap of stuff. I'll most likely direct you to who can teach you further, because I have a mentor myself. Waters Above is amazing, but I definitely can teach you the basics of support, resistance, and just the general market based on forex, to be honest. So if you can learn, like, it's definitely better to learn how to chart analysis on like forex and stocks and then kind of get into crypto. But it is kind of all the same. But if you can chart, do technical analysis on stocks, forex, you can do it on anything. Like, for sure, it's definitely easier to do technical analysis on crypto, even though some look wild. But yes, waters. um, but yeah, stay safe in the market for sure. Don't get burnt. Like, this apparently is the last cycle before it's more regulated, before BlackRock get their hands on it and things of that nature. They are already making it so difficult to get into it. Like, if you are on Binance, you've got to answer questions to get in. And of course, because I do know the questions were easy, but if you don't know, it's like, whoa, what's this? So don't rush into anything for sure. Know what you're doing, but this may be the last easiest, semi-easiest opportunity. Yeah, but never FUD, because I feel there will always be opportunities, even if it's not in crypto. So if someone's just saying, this is your only chance, just ignore them. Do what you feel comfortable. And if it's not cryptocurrency, then that's absolutely fine. You know, if you've got a unique idea, because as I said, it's still businesses that will just be flourishing come 2024 and 2025, as Saturn is in Aquarius. So whatever unique idea you've got in your head, however you would like to give back, you know, trust it and cultivate that. But yeah, yeah. Yes. What else to say? I think that's it. Yeah, that movie, I was just like, whoa, what are the odds that that's coming out? It's linked to all the full moons, and I have a calendar showing all of the full moons, all of the retrogrades, all of the full moons. Oh, people, I think I said it at the beginning, but if you do want, this obviously goes up until 2024, and then this one starts 2024. The start in April, you see, that's why, because we go from Pisces to Pisces, because Pisces is the first and the last. But if you did want any of these, there's physical and digital copies available. There is a 15% discount going on at the moment, holy days. So it's on the board. You see, you write in holy days at the checkout. Oh, I've not linked it below. It's on Etsy, but as soon as I finish the live, I will put it in at the bottom. But you can grab yourself that as well. And I do offer birth chart readings that is in alignment with the visible sky. It's not mainstream astrology. You can grab that as well. It's £20 for a standard and 25 for an extended. It will be going up to 25 for a standard and 30 for an extended in January. But if you do contact me now, then I will honor the first price. So yeah, even if you need to pay in January, but if you do contact me and would like one, I will honor that price. Just let me know, just let me know. But yeah, with that being said, I don't know if there's anything else more to say. Trust yourself in this transformation and the new direction you're ready to go in. Of course, your focused direction. And yeah, trust yourself. I do always say that, like, even though I offer readings, ultimately, if you trust yourself, you do not need a reading from me or anyone, because trust yourself. It's technology and it runs on autopilot anyway. But I feel we've just been so kicked out of trusting who we are, what we are, that we just feel a little lost sometimes. But yeah, just trust yourself. Trust yourself, but I've been talking for an hour and I do need to wee. I need to wee. So I'm gonna go and wee. But I hope this made sense anyway. I will timestamp it, I guess, if I figure out. I was talking about loads of points, but I will try my best to timestamp this video. And yeah, let's just grow. 2024 X marks the spot. Okay? X. We're in the year of the X. So we'll see how it all unfolds. With that being said, if you are going to be in the crypto market, stay safe. Don't get involved when it's super hyped. Just don't wait and observe. And then when you feel price at a decent level, then get in. I do generally feel after April going into summer, we're kind of just saying, "Oh, hi, bye." They're probably like the best opportunities for the prices to get in. After that, it will just be higher prices, but there's still potential to get some profit, of course. But yeah, just be safe, people. With that being said, I'll see you soon, I guess. I'll see you tomorrow in the Crypto Angles podcast. Make sure you check that out because there's a lot of stuff. I linked it to obviously the full moons and the Mercury retrogrades, but there's other connections as well. But we will be spending more time on the full moons and that. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Angel out. Bye. No, I've not done this in a while. How do you stop it? How do you stop it? Okay. I'll see you soon. Bye.